relatives. Wes here with Missy. Today we're seeding our first crops of the year. We're going to be seeding some tomatoes, some peppers, some green onions, some lettuce, and a couple other little things. But it's important to get that stuff going now. We're growing here at the MSU campus in Bozeman, so we're lucky enough to have a greenhouse space. But for many of y'all, you're just growing there on a south or east facing windowsill, and so those plants are going to take a lot longer to grow. So getting those started now is the key.
Hello relatives, my name is Brooklyn Conti, and today I'll be showing you how to start your starts. So what you're going to want to start out with is grabbing any plastic containers you might have around your house. We're very lucky to have these growing containers, but it could be a plastic cup, it could be plastic to-go containers. Any plastic container that you might have around your house you can use. And so what you're going to want to do is then fill those plastic containers with some moist soil. You can get potting soil, you could even use soil from outside. And then you're just going to want to gently sprinkle that in. Now, once you have your plastic containers with some damp soil in them, you're going to take your seeds. So we have some firework tomatoes, and you're going to have all these seeds in your bundles. And then you're going to want to make some dimples in the soil. So you're going to take your fingers and make a 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch deep hole into each of these little divots. And then now with that 1/4 inch to 1/2 an inch deep hole, you're going to take some of your seeds, tomato seeds, into your hand, and then you're going to place 1 to 2 seeds in each divot. We put 2 in each divot because sometimes the germination rate might not be 100%, and if both of them germinate, then we will weed them later on. So we're just going to take 2 seeds into each divot, like so. And now you can do this for however much garden space you have in your garden. To start, we're just going to do 6. And then we're going to move on to the next plant. So tomatoes is a really important one to plant this time of year because they really need to get started since we have a short growing season in Montana and the Northern Plains. Another important one to plant is basil. And this pairs as a really good companion plant for the tomatoes. And same thing, we're gonna plant little divots, 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch deep. Take our basil seeds, and for these ones, because they're so small, we're gonna plant 2 to 3 in each hole. Okay, great. And so now we're just gonna simply repeat this process of making 1/4 inch to 1/2 an inch divots and then filling them with our seeds. So we're gonna do, in this time of year, tomato, basil, any type of pepper, these are jalapenos, kale, lettuce, and onions. So these are some of the crops that you're gonna wanna start, so that way you can have a long enough growing season to have an abundant harvest.
Okay, so now we have our seeds in here. We're gonna go ahead and take some soil and just gently sprinkle it over, breaking up the clumps, and get this all covered. You can do it one-handed. Perfect, and then we're gonna just pack it down, just gentle, not too rough. it's ready for water.
So after you've covered your seeds with more soil, remember that those seeds are only about a quarter to half-inch deep. So we want to make sure we give it a light watering so that we don't disturb those seeds where they're resting. So you always want to make sure we gently water, and we go all the way to the edge and get complete coverage. We'll make sure that soil's wet. And we're going to want to make sure it has a way to dry. So whatever container we're planting in, make sure it has holes in the bottom or has a way to dry. If that soil is wet, especially at this stage where there's not really any roots to suck up that water, we can actually do more harm than good by overwatering. So we want to, now that we've watered, we're going to put this in a sunny, warm spot, and we're going to, as those seeds germinate, make sure that that soil stays moist but not saturated and soggy.